Hey Pink Posse, make sure you're tapping into Pink Sunday Radio every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on all of our platforms so you never miss an episode.
It's Tia. It's been a Mississippi minute, but we bite, baby.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Ja. And yep, we back at it like a crack addict.
It's your girl, Jiggy, a.k.a. Tanika. Listen, pull up on us. It's time to cut up, because we back.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Kogi, and we're back. Pink Sunday Radio. Well, hello, everyone. It's your girl, Kogi. Welcome to another edition of Pink Sunday Radio. I have my girls, Jiggy.
Hey, y'all.
Tia.
Hello.
And Ja.
Pink Posse.
And we do have our special guest waiting, Michael McIvory Jones. Michael, welcome to the show.
Hello, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Yes, no problem. Before we get started and you introduce yourself, we do have our Black queer icon of the week, and that is Pink Sunday Radio celebrates Pride Month 2023 by highlighting Black queer icons in entertainment. That was Sierra Glaude, Queen Sugar, also directed 204 Demetrius on PValley. So that is our Black queer icon of the week. Without further ado, Michael McIvory Jones, one of the first things we do on this show is let our guests introduce themselves. So please, you have the floor, sir.
All right, thank you. Again, my name is Michael Jones. I am an actor, a stuntman, and a writer based in Atlanta, Georgia. I started off PValley in PValley season 1 as Lil Murda's Alphonse Nicholson's stand-in, and as y'all know from season 2, I ended up becoming the stuntman and everything else. So. In a nutshell, that's pretty much what I do. Also, for hobbies, I'm a skydiving coach. Y'all probably see on my Instagram, I do a lot of jumping out of planes and stuff like that. Just love extreme sports. So anything that gets the adrenaline rushing, that's what I'm into.
Oh my God, that is so exciting to me. Skydiving coach.
Yeah.
Were you always that adventurous? Like, when did you become this adventurous? Because I must say, skydiving. I mean, it's on the bucket list, but I
way
I
down.
haven't gotten there yet.
Way down.
Yeah, it's a bit different. What it was really I started over the pandemic. It was all this like COVID might take us out, this, that, and the third. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna try something crazy before COVID take me out if it gets me. You know what I mean? So like a few weeks after my birthday that summer, I signed up for classes. I took them, and at first it was different. It's not something. It's not a natural thing, obviously. To be jumping out of the plane. They didn't have any refunds. I paid for the class up front, so I had to finish the course, and then after a while, I got used to it. And
sure.
And now 300 something jumps later, I'm a coach and everything like that. So. Yeah.
See, I was thinking that you did it in the military, so I'm shocked that it was like a fairly new thing, because when you actually watch your videos, you look like you've been diving forever. So for it to be like, 3 years you've been diving is crazy.
Yeah, so it was crazy. When I was in the military, I actually on the PT test, they had a certain qualification when I was in AIT that if you passed on a certain scale, they would recommend your unit for you to go to airborne school. And I did that. And when I got to my unit, right, so he just looked at my paperwork and he just started laughing. I'm like, yo, what's funny? I did good. And he's like, yeah, we don't do that here in this unit. We don't support airborne. I was like, oh man. So I was like, so it was kind of always in the back of my mind. you know, but I never thought that it could. But you know, more airborne is more of like round parachutes, and then you just jump out and you just land. Whereas this one, you're in full controllability. So, you know, it's a little bit different. But yeah, but I ended up doing it, and yeah.
Wow.
So, what was the journey from military to stand-in actor, stunt double? How'd you get from one to the other?
So when I got out the military, I immediately moved to Atlanta. That my original plan was to move to Tampa. My cousin lived out here. He was like, "Hey man, stop in Atlanta for a little bit, check me out," and I ended up staying in Atlanta. I was working a few jobs here and there as a waiter, a couple tire shops and stuff like that. And my cousin Richard Brooks, he's actually an actor on. He was an actor on Being Mary Jane.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays Patrick, the oldest brother. That one. That owns
Yes.
That's my big cousin. So when I believe they had moved the production of the show from LA to Atlanta. And when they did that, he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, cuz, you know, the show's coming out here. Would you like to see what the set life is like? You know, want to be an extra?" I was like, "Oh yeah, like definitely. Like, how do I sign up?" So he sent me the link, took headshots, did all the stuff, whatever, and I've been on set ever since.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what you said you're a writer. Do you write television, short films? What are you writing currently?
Right. So I started writing a miniseries this year, trying my hand back at it. I did a writing course back in 2018 when I attended the Art Institute of Atlanta, and kind of got a little, you know, taste for it. But then stunts and acting and everything else took kind of over. But now, you know, with this strike and everything like that and everything that's going on, things have slowed down. I've actually picked it back up and started going back at it, and trying to. Oh wait, did my screen go off? Yeah, trying to go back at it and, you know, try my hand at something different, you know. So hopefully when things get back in motion, I can have something else to bring to the table, you know.
Right. So I would imagine being a stuntman, that is very technical, right?
Yes.
So what kind of training do you have to go through in order to perform such technical mannerisms, I mean, can you give us a little bit of background on that?
Yeah, so a lot of stunt folks come from a lot of like athletic backgrounds or military backgrounds, stuff like that. So that helps a lot coming into it. And then you pretty much just fine tune it. A lot of people think that with stunts you have to pretty much know everything, like the flips and the karates and all that stuff like that. And that's really not the case. You can specialize in certain things pretty much. Like you have people that, you know, do high falls and stair falls, you know. And you have the people that actually do like the martial arts and the hand-to-hand combats, and you have people that do trick flipping and stuff like that. And then you put them all together, you know, and you can have like 3 different types of stunt people for one character, you know. So one stunt person wouldn't be the actual stunt for the character for the whole movie. Sometimes you have somebody that specializes in driving, somebody that specializes in different things. So basically what I did was I used my military skills, and that's how I got in. And then from there, I networked my way into meeting the stunt coordinator named Michael Long, and he has a stunt school called LA Stunt Center. And I attended that school, and then that's where I learned. And then from there, a lot of times he hires from within, you know, the alumni and stuff like that, and then go from there. Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's great. What was that one-on-one like? Did you have a one-on-one meeting with Katori? And how she wanted you? Okay, you're gonna be Lil Murda stunt double. You're gonna be Montavia stunt double. What was that interaction like? I love hearing Katori's stories.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was, so from season 1, when Lil Murda had that fight with Pico in the club, when Pico was talking all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he flipped him onto the stage. So at that time, I wasn't his stunt double. I was his stand-in. But I was looking, and I'm like, you know, I can do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do that same stuff or whatever, right? But at the time, I was probably like, I want to say 20 pounds lighter than what I am now. So I didn't have the size that I had, you know, comparable to Alphonse. So when the next season rolled around, I actually asked the producer Patrick, I was like, hey, Patrick, you know, can you introduce me to the stunt coordinator, Freddie Poole? And then he pretty much introduced me, and I said, hey, Freddie, you know, his stand-in, you know, I trained in stunts, what's the chances of me becoming, his stunt double? And then it was actually Freddie, I believe, who actually went to talk to Katori for me and see if all that stuff can get approved, because, being a stand-in, like I would have to be on set, in order to get, the lighting and everything right. But at the same time, if it's a day where I have to do stand-in and stunts, it kind of gets difficult, because I have to be in kind of like two places at the same time. So sometimes you don't want that to happen, because you need a smooth running operation when you're filming, because you don't want to have to take time away from one thing to another. So anyway, we worked it out. It ended up working out. I got blessed to double Fonz as Lil Murda. Yeah,
that's amazing.
So do people typically specialize in stunts? Like you said, some people do flips and some people do that. Like, I'm assuming that in the school you learn everything, but when people get out of the school, do they typically specialize in certain types of stunts?
A lot of the times, yes. Like for me, high falls obviously was my favorite, so I continued and I took that up higher. In the school I learned like many air ramps, trampolines, hand-to-hand combat, stuff like that, car hits. But I wasn't, when I looked at the pool of stunt people, and I looked at like their experience and just being real with myself, like, okay, they've been doing this for a very, very long time, and they're very proficient in it, and I'm just kind of getting there, so from the likelihood of me getting these jobs are very low. So let me look at something where I don't see too many people saturated in it, and let me take that over, So me taking high falls up into skydiving, there's not too many black skydivers that do it for the movies and stuff like that. That would do stunts and act and all that stuff like that. So I figured, let me get into that part of the market. And in a way, people do go and specialize in different things, but they do learn a broad knowledge of everything else, just in case, the job does entail that, because a lot of the times things that look very technical on screen, we make it look very technical, but it's actually sometimes very easy. But it's all about those angles.
So what's a stunt that when you saw it, you thought was going to be super difficult, but when you did it, you were like, wait, that was kind of easy though?
I don't know if I can say this one. So there's one with this. The movie hasn't come out yet, but there's one where it's tough to say. There's fire involved, and I thought I was going to get burnt up, and I didn't. That was probably like intense. Like, like something that can really, really hurt me and stuff like that. Yeah.
So when people think about stunts, they think about things like that, like fire and all kind of crazy things. So like, what are some of the stunts that you've done in PValley that people like wouldn't think that was something a stunt double would be needed for? Like, what are some of your scenes?
So a lot of scenes were more because I had to give it up to Fonz. Fonz actually executed pretty much all his stunts. I was like, as stuntman, we're there for the previs, so we do all the technical stuff, ahead of time. We work it out for the cameras, stuff like that. So I believe it's episode 3, I want to say, where it was the fight between Big Teak and Pico outside the club, and we had to practice, them like where Teak and Pico are going at it, and Lil Murda has to come and grab them off. Well, they're swinging punches and stuff like that, so we have to work out, okay, where are we going to grab him from so a punch doesn't just swing and hit Fonz in the face when he comes out there, right? And then when the shootout happens and stuff like that, and there's a mass scatter and everything like that, in the back of the hearse, because the way the doors open, there's a hinge, and he has, Lil Murda dives into it, so he has to like literally clear that hinge, because if he doesn't clear that hinge, he can either hit his head, his face, gouge himself, whatever. Right. So we have to work stuff like that out, you know what I mean? And then I'll do it a couple times, show him like, okay, this is the angle here, and then we let the actor take over. And then if the actor feels comfortable with it, go ahead, because we want as much authenticity, as we can, out of the project. So that's one of them. Another one I would say, episode 209. Of course, the big fight scene with the gang fight. That one I actually got punched in the face. During
like in real life.
Yeah. So that's the thing, like when we were rehearsing, we rehearsed that probably for like a week too. That fight scene it took a little while. yeah, there's the part where, you know, Lil Murda comes down, he hits the guy, and then he gets hit. Well, the other stunt double and I, we didn't have our spacing right, and you know, we're going at it trying to make it look real, and he actually catches me, and it's like boom. And I'm like, oh, and when I'm still trying to act, and I'm like, oh my god, okay. Like,
First aid kit.
I gotta
First
count
aid kit.
They're holding me up right now. I just got knocked out, you know. Like, just keep holding me, dog. Drag me, please. So when things like that happen, I go and tell the Fonz, like, hey, you know, before you go up there, because I just got hit, just make sure y'all have y'all spacing, make sure you go slow first and then speed it up, and then he went in there and he did exactly what he needed to do. And then for like things that are like not combat related or anything like that, like when the Mercedes dance double does the flip off the pole over Lil Murda. You know, so we have to rehearse that a couple times too, right? And you don't want to always rehearse it with the actor, because if she doesn't clear him, she falls on his neck. Now he's hurt. Now we have to shut down this and the third. So those are things that, you know, stunt double. So it's not always all the time going to always be on screen. A lot of it is just to work out the technicalities. So when we put the actor in there, everything can just go flawless. We have a good day. We go home. You know.
So like,
is there anything that you've ever?
Go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. Has there anything you don't do? Like, is there a deal breaker thing that you're like, absolutely not?
Like, is there a deal breaker thing that
as far as I'm sorry, it kind of went out.
You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here.
It just depends. It just depends on how technical it is and how safe are we going to be doing it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Is it going to be safe? Is it going to be worth it? You know, like, is the shot going to be worth it? Does it make sense? Does it tell the story the right way? You know, all those things have to make sense. You know what I mean? But a lot of the times, I mean, especially with computer generation and stuff like that, a lot of times we don't have to do too much crazy stuff. But I think I'll have to be presented with it to see first what I would reject. Before I reject it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I love that.
So you talked about like being there to practice the scene because they don't want Alphonse to be there to practice over and over again. How is that different from what a stand-in would do? So where's the difference between? I would think that was a stand-in, but that's a stunt double thing.
Right. So that's a stunt double because there's a lot of physical action going on. There's a lot of movement and stuff like that. For a stand-in, we're literally setting the marks for the cameras, for the lighting, and for the grips and everything like that. So we'll literally we'll come in. Well, first the actors, they'll have their first team rehearsal. They'll rehearse with each other, the cinematographers, the director, and everybody else. They'll do their part rehearsal. Then they'll bring the stand-ins in and everybody else. And we'll watch them actually perform the scene. And when we watch them perform the scene, we're looking for each beat and each mark that our respective characters step in, what line they step into that mark at, you know, which way their body's facing, all that stuff. As a stand-in, we have to kind of remember that. But we also have help from the camera department. They also place like marking tape down and stuff like that. So when the lighting department is telling, okay, hit your first mark, hit your second mark, final mark, stuff like that, we know where to go. So as a stand-in, so we're following along with the script, you know, okay, he stepped here on this line, I'll mark that off right there, When it's the second team rehearsal, now they're going to go change into their costumes and go fine-tune the scene. We're in there getting the lighting set up and all that stuff.
Okay. So just to pivot real quick.
Yeah.
So Black Panther.
Yeah.
I saw you in the Black Panther suit.
Yes.
I need the background because, you know, that's iconic.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Rest in peace, Chadwick. I mean, beautiful soul. Can you please give us a little background on you in the Black Panther?
So the Black Panther, is crazy. All right, so it's all everybody. You know, I know the famous. Well, how can I say it? Lisa Ray said. She said network across, right? So when I started off after being Mary Jane as an extra and everything like that, I continued being an extra doing these sets. I met a PA named Jeff Carranza. He started off as a background PA, you know, and as I started going up the ranks as like background, feature background, and stand and all that stuff. He was climbing up the ranks on the PA side. So Black Panther comes around, and it was crazy because I had not at all worked on the movie at all. Like, I didn't apply for any extra roles. I didn't want to work on it because I wanted it to be fresh. I didn't want to know anything about the movie.
Right.
So he ends up calling. He's like, "Hey, Mike, I need an extra, to do this scene. To double Chadwick." And I forget what Dan Kaluuya's character name is, but it was a scene where they had an orb and they were talking to Shuri through the orb. So he told me everything. I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. So I drive there the next day, and I get to Tyler Perry studio, I sign in and everything. I'm just thinking that I'm going to go to like a regular, change in tent and everything like that. And the base camp PA, he's like, all right, come with me. So I go with them, and they're like, all right, here's your trailer. So I'm looking at the trailer, and it says T'Challa double. So I'm like, I'm going. I go in there, and the garment bag is in there. So I unzip the garment bag, and it's the Black Panther suit. So I zip it back up. And I'm like, hey, Jeff, I think I'm in the wrong trailer or something. They put me in the wrong thing or whatever, because the suit is in here. He's like, I'm like, the Black Panther suit is not what you showed me. He's like, yeah, put that on. I said, I don't think you heard me. Not the thing that T'Challa had on in the thing, the actual fighting suit. He's like, yeah, put that on. I said, all right. So I put it on or whatever, right? So I put it on, and I knocked on the door or whatever, because they had these security guards out there. I didn't know at the time that people were flying drones over top of Tyler Perry Studios, trying to get shots of what the costume will look like and that stuff. So when I knocked on the door, the guy opens the door, hands me this huge Darth Vader robe, and I put it on, and then he's like, when you step out, just keep your head down. And I have 3 huge dudes just walking me to set. And when I get into set, Ryan Coogler is sitting there talking to Chadwick. Chadwick is in his Black Panther suit, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there like, what's going on? I really have no clue what's going on. You know what I mean?
Surreal.
Right. So I'm just I'm looking around. It's blue screen stuff everywhere. It's the spaceship is over there. And I'm just like, what am I here for? Because I have no clue. I have no rehearsal, nothing, no knowledge of what's happening. And and then Brian and Chadwick break off. Chadwick goes, he has personal I think it was his assistant. She was helping him do something, and then Ryan goes into the spaceship, and they're like, all right, go into the spaceship or whatever. So I go into the spaceship, and pretty much what I was doing was photo doubling the opening scene. We had to reshoot that part.
Okay.
The opening scene for that. Okay. And then so I'm in there, and then now this part is funny because I really thought I messed up. So I get in there, and they hand me the Black Panther helmet. I'm sitting in the chair, in the spaceship chair, and I guess you could say the captain's seat. And Ryan's like, rub the helmet with your thumb or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I'm doing it, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, all right. So he's like, no, I'm not really rub it like you're thinking about, Ryan's very particular with his direction, what he wants, right? And I didn't notice at the time. It's my very first. It's the first 10 minutes of meeting, right? So I'm trying different things, trying 2 fingers, rubbing it like that, all kinds of stuff like that. And he's like, "Yeah, you know what? Just bring Chadwick in." I'm like, "Bam!" I'm like, So I got up and everything. So and then Chadwick and I walked by. We bumped heads. That was literally the only time after that. The last time I seen him. And then they took me to another set where I had to photo double T'Chaka, his father, Black Panther's father.
Wow.
He had the garment on, and he ended up killing his brother because he took the vibranium to the road, to the outside world and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
That was actually me killing him and getting the vibranium out his hand, stuff like that. So I was there to pretty much photo double and do all that stuff, and I had no clue. I literally just threw me in there, and yeah, that's how I became Black Panther.
That's an amazing story.
That's an amazing story. And I think it's a perfect story to take us into a beautiful break about grind.
Are you an everyday hustler? Are you always on your steady grind?
Are you a Black storyteller that matters? Check out actor and philanthropist J. Alphonse Nicholson's signature apparel line at fivegrinds.com and pick up a t-shirt, hoodie, and book bag and tell the world who you are. That's FIVE Grinds.com. Listen, we love steady grind here, okay? Your story right there and everything you've talked about up until now has been just what Alphonse talks about all the time. Okay, so
my God, man, I learned so much from that man.
Yeah. Everybody we've had on the show who's interacted with Alphonse has discussed how great he is to them. So I think my next question for you is, there's been so much talk about when it comes down to just how much Alphonse contributes to his scenes, who's doing what, this, that, and the third. Can you tell our audience that, I mean, because it's about credit, right? And it's about the work that the actor is putting in. Can you just confirm you are not, baby, you're not stunt doubling for...
All right,
so
here's the thing. So you have stunt doubles, you have photo doubles, you have body doubles. Okay, you have fit models, you have all kinds of different things, and they're all different. All right, now, so the answer to everybody's question is no. I did not double any of the scenes that he did. What I will say though is, as a stand-in, we do, depending on how comfortable you are with the situation and what's going on, we do attempt to get the positions down right, you know what I'm saying, for the lighting, for the camera. So when the actors do come in, they don't have to worry about shifting around. They can just focus on what they have to do. So before the cameras are rolling, we get the angles. After the cameras are rolling, it's actors.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for an intimacy scene, it would be a stand-in for Alphonse and a stand-in for Nico, getting the spacing and the things like that right before the actor.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no motion or anything like that. There's nothing like, it's literally just the position, static, not moving. They get everything, lighting on the face, whatever it is. And then second team out, first team in.
Okay. Basically, to get the X's where they go.
Yeah, because because especially with scenes like that, it's like, obviously it's very intimate, right? And it's supposed to be very intimate, but then you still have 50 people sometimes like looking at it, so you have people looking at it, like the camera folks that's right there 10 feet away. You know what I'm saying? The sound, you got a boom, you got a microphone right here off camera. You know what I'm saying? Get all that kind of perform, you know what I'm saying? So so we try to make it as seamless as possible, you know what I mean? So where they're not, in an uncomfortable situation too long, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm glad that you answered.
Yeah.
So on PValley,
because a lot of people are still debating it even before that. I'm sorry, Tia. We just
no, you're fine.
it was crazy, right? Because I didn't know what was going on at first. So I opened up my Instagram. I always had the same number of friends on Facebook as I had on Instagram. Same family friends for years, right? So one day it's I open on Instagram, it's plus 100. I'm like, what's going on? And then another 200. So I'm like, what? So then my homegirl hit me up. She's like, hey, yo, you're all over the blogs. I'm like, for what? And then she sent me the link, and I said, oh. I said, entertainment. I'm like, I just let it boil over or whatever, and it kept going on. I'm like, all right. So I tried to tell people hey, stunt doubles don't do that. We do these other things.
Yeah.
But you can't fight the internet. So I was just like, all right, whatever.
I know.
Yeah, I saw a couple of your videos. Look, no, I was not in the scene. And what's hilarious on that video, in the comments, people be like, no, but we know. Okay, whatever.
They're experts. So I'm like, hey, if you're the expert, I mean, Hey, it is what it is. And I guess I did it.
they will take the video of you saying no, I don't do it, and be like, see, he said he did it. That's not what that video you posted said.
They'll literally put some different videos before or after, so it sounds like you said, like, the internet is a wild place, man. It's just a wild place. So you started out as stand-in, then stunts, but then we got a few scenes with you. You were Montavious, Ghost of Christmas Past in one scene, but you also were in the scene with Andre and Haley as, I guess, one of Andre's friends for his campaign. So how did we go here to the actual acting on PValley?
Pretty much I'm just blessed to like be in the right height and size range of all these so so actually it started the first one I did on season 2 was actually the reflection of the Scream mask, looking at Grandmother Ernestine inside the window when Clifford's cousins were coming to kidnap her. That reflection looking at grandma, that's me. And then the Montavious thing, I was standing for Montavious on season 1. So it kind of worked out that when season 2 came around and they needed that, cliffhanger right there to come out. The suit pretty much just fit falsely. So they're like, hey, just throwing the Montavious thing. We're going to get this shot. I was like, hey, let's do it, and then for the role. So the role as Andre's intern. So it was pretty tough, right, to get me on the show, because it was like, where they going to put me? You know what I mean? Because I look so much like Fonz, especially like when I have the haircuts. Because throughout the whole season, I literally look like him. Like I'm his fit model, right? So like the murder haircut, I had to get that cut on my head first. It had to get approved, and then they cut on his hair, stuff like that. Me and Alphonse both got our hair dyed at the same time and stuff like that. So I was pretty much Lil Murda throughout the whole season. When I'm at home, I have to like wear a do-rag when I go out and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
So I kind of lost my train of thought there, but pretty much, it was kind of hard for me to replace me, because it was like I look too much like him. What kind of character can they put me in? And we definitely can't have a scene where we're in the same scene together.
Right.
But they, the writers and the producers, they figured it out. They figured out where they could put it, and they blessed me with the line, with the couple lines in the scene with Parker and Elarica and Dan, and it was a blessing. They told me like the week before, they were like, hey, we got something for you. I was like, yo, that's love, it's a real family for real. Like, it's a real family for real. Like, we all look out for each other, we make sure everybody's good. So for them to do that, I was like, thank you. And actually it gave me new light, because I started acting even more. I started taking classes and getting more roles. So
I love that.
It worked out really well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. It truly is a family. That is one of the best things about PValley is the family.
Thanks, and we have a Facebook comment from Onika Marie that says, this is awesome. Wonderful cast. Kudos to Michael Jones, superb and talented actor. Seen him in some excellent movies doing stunts.
Thank you.
So that was a nice comment.
That was beautiful.
So outside of PValley, you've also done some other things. I'm going to show this quick little clip of you.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Waiting on y'all.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. You're right outside of a police station. What'd you think would happen?
I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Wait, you one of those police auditors trying to drag us into some shit?
Nah, man. Easy with the pushing and the pulling. I ain't resisting.
Exactly. This is an arrest, not a slow dance.
I know exactly what it is. I've been waiting on it.
So you looking to go to jail?
Ain't a lot of wattage in your light bulb, is it?
Yeah, well, you're the fool who's going to jail.
For what? What are y'all charging me for?
Vandalism.
Damn.
What are you doing now?
Now I'm resisting arrest.
So what?
Easy. them was freaky.
So this show is Judge Me Not. That's based on Judge Lynn Toller.
Yeah.
It's on the All Black Network. So how did you get there? And have you met Judge Toller?
I didn't get to meet her. It was crazy. I actually auditioned for 3 other roles. I didn't even audition for the cop role. I also did 3 other roles, and I didn't get them. And then probably about a few days before they actually, before we shot that, they contacted me and said, "Hey, we want to book you for the cop." You know, I was like, "I'll take it. Let's do it." And it ended up happening to be also the last day of filming for the season. So yeah, it was cool when we got there though, because we were so crunched for time. We actually got that scene done. I want to say maybe about 15.
Oh wow! Okay.
20 minutes. Like we knocked it out, all the different angles, everything like that. Like the team, they were on it, you know. And then we got that knocked out. So yeah, that's pretty much how that works. Sometimes you audition for a whole bunch of other stuff, don't get it, and get something else, you know. So it's part of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's all about opportunities, and you take advantage of them, which I love that, because that's what life is about, taking opportunities and the blessings, and we love that. So we have a game. Do you like to play games?
Let's do it. I like playing games. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, okay, then we have lightning round. Okay. We have 2 rounds. Miss Tia is going to tell you how the game works.
So lightning round works like this. We have 2 rounds, and there's 4 different this or that's for each round. So you basically tell us which one you prefer or like better or in that range, and kind of like first thing that comes to your mind. No explanations, no extra. Just tell us the first thing that comes to your mind when we give you the 2 options. So we're going to start with the women's of PValley. So Mercedes or Farrah?
Farrah.
Okay.
Haley or Miss Mississippi?
Oh, damn. I have to cry. I'll probably. Oh, damn. I'll probably go Autumn.
Okay.
Whisper or roulette?
Whisper or roulette? Yeah, roulette. Whisper kind of weird to me.
Brazil or Toy?
So you know what's crazy about these? All right, wait, you know what?
No, tell us what's crazy.
Yeah, because
crazy.
You
Tell us.
Toy, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next category is extreme sports, since you out here skydiving. And did I see that you also base jump?
Yeah. So yeah, my wife just found out too. I ain't.
Oh, did I just tell her, or did somebody else?
It's out now. Yeah, I didn't be here.
Lord Tia.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, my dry snitching. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Oh, we apologize. We apologize.
We are so sorry. We will look closer at our NDA next time.
Yeah.
So this is extreme sports. So the first one is skydiving or bungee jumping.
Oh, skydiving all day. I don't trust rubber bands.
Okie dokie. So base jumping or rock climbing?
Base jumping, because if I fall off, I need some.
So scuba diving or whitewater rafting?
Ooh, you know what's crazy? Yeah, you know what? Scuba diving, because yeah, the boats.
Okay. Hang gliding or parasailing?
I'll say parasailing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh man, thank you so much for playing. I thought we was that was something else. I think that was the first lightning round that took a minute. And still likes to say, wait a Mississippi. Yeah, that was
I'm like, can I see all those women almost like my sisters sometimes? It was like,
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we all say like, hey sis.
Yeah. And then you get on Pink Sunday Radio and you gotta choose.
Like, what are y'all doing to me?
Yeah.
I love y'all. If y'all watch it, I love y'all.
Yes.
Right. So I have a quick question. Is there anything that you haven't done yet that is still on your list of things to do?
Like overall, or in like movies and TV, or just overall?
Well, dealer's choice. Personal goals, or about something you would like to do as far as movies and either way.
Right. Well, one goal that I had for the end of this year is I want to start shooting my miniseries that I've been writing. Definitely want to start shooting that and get that out. Especially with all the different platforms that are out now. Like, I know a lot of people always talk about Tubies and Voodoos and all that stuff, but hey, like it's a platform to get your stuff out there. But you're watching it, right? So that's the whole point.
Right.
So I'm gonna start filming that. And then also I want to wingsuit by the pyramids. A lot of my friends have done it, and I haven't done it yet. I want to be able to wingsuit by the pyramids in Egypt. Yeah.
That sounds dope.
I love that. That's very specific.
Yes,
I love it.
I love that too. Well, Mr. Michael McIvory Jones, thank you so much for joining Pink Sunday Radio. Before you go, please tell the audience, I think you just gave us a little insight, but any upcoming projects, tell us where they can find you, tell the audience where they can find you, or any other things, social drops you want to give us.
You can find me on Instagram. I pretty much am only on Instagram. Facebook mostly for family stuff like that, but Instagram at McIvory Jones. As y'all saw, I have Judge Me Not. That's out there, episode 3. Watch that on All Black Network. I also have another movie that I filmed called 90 Days Past Due. That's in post right now. Should be releasing, I believe, on BET. What else I did? Another project. Oh, I'm on Wicked City. Just filmed Wicked City season 2. That's going to be coming out on All Black also pretty soon. And y'all might just catch me on Noah's Ark, the new Noah's Ark movie coming out.
Okay. We might. Okay.
We do that rewatch podcast for Noah.
We love some Noah's Ark.
Look out for that. Yeah.
We'll be looking for you in there.
It's a lot of familiar faces on there. This movie gonna be good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we love that.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
No problem.
Right.
Pink Sunday Radio.